Welcome to another edition of Counterpoint Conversations. My name is Gareth Owen, and I'm here today with my colleague Shah, and our special guest is Josef Berger, AVP of Cloud Optics at Marvell. So we're going to talk about scale across. So scale across is basically a new term, a new buzzword for what used to be called Data Center Interconnect. So can you sort of describe the market and also what's Marvell's role in the market right now?
Sure. So everybody's already very familiar with scale up and scale out, right? And scale across is basically a new version of DCI. DCI, Data Center Interconnect. So connecting data centers at very high bandwidth, at low cost and low power. So even though this is a new term, scale across, Marvell has actually been shipping DCI modules for about 10 years already. The innovation at the time was to integrate a full DCI or transport box into a pluggable module that's an OSFP or a QSFP-DD. So by doing that, you save about 80% power as well as CapEx up front. And so it allows huge efficiencies. And that's the only way it was possible to ramp the bandwidths required even for traditional cloud data center interconnects. Now, the new vector that's coming into play at scale across, you have distributed AI training data centers. So when you're running out of space and power, mostly power, in a single site, you can now distribute a cluster on a campus between multiple sites on one campus or even across multiple regions. And in order to do that, you need, again, very low cost, low power, and high performance data center interconnects to perform that scale across.
Okay.
So you touched upon it, how AI is actually transforming this particular, you talked about workload division, right?
Yeah.
But what are the different requirements in terms of the specifications, configurations,
Yeah.
how the DCI modules have evolved?
That's right. So our first generation about 10 years ago was 100 gig per lane. We're now shipping in volume 400 gig per lane and starting to ramp 800 gig. Now, we're not only increasing the speed, but the power efficiency increases every time. And the additional new requirement for scale across is you want to be more flexible. You don't want to be bound to, traditionally DCI was up to 100 kilometers. Now people want to be able to connect metros and regions all the way across the US with a single pluggable. And so our 800 gig modules can go over 1,000 kilometers at 800 gig. And so that's really a revolution to have that in a small pluggable. Previously, that was only available in large boxes. And then next generation, we're already working hard on the 1.6T per lane. And those will have even more improvements on power and bandwidth, as well as reach again.
Mm-hmm.
And the new development is the Coherent Lite technology. So you have this
That's right.
1.6T, I think it's a Gila chip.
That's right.
I think you've launched it, is it about 12 months ago?
Yeah, so we've launched Aquila. That's a Coherent Lite chip. So Coherent traditionally is a bit more power hungry, more latency compared to PAM technology, which is for inside data center. Now, Coherent Lite gets you the best of both worlds. So it's optimized for O-band, 1310 nanometer, compared to 1550 for the traditional Coherent ZR modules. It allows you to run without amplification at a lower power, and the FEC that's used there has a very low latency. So it's perfect for, again, distributed cluster within a campus. So you're reach limited, but you're optimized for performance, power, and latency.
So what's the next sort of development on Coherent Lite then?
So Coherent Lite keeps evolving again from 800 gig to 1.6T to 3.2T.
Okay.
So same as on the other speeds, you continue ramping up the speeds, and we're obviously leading the market in all of those speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What are the different, I would say, application or customer profiles who are adopting these modules? Is it more like telcos or data centers or the neo clouds of the world or tier 2 clouds?
Yeah, so this is really geared for hyperscalers, right?
Hyperscalers, okay.
It's optimized for cost, power. There is some more work involved in bringing this up than if you just buy an off-the-shelf, fully integrated box. But the threshold is smaller and smaller with the new generations. And therefore, all the hyperscalers have embraced this by now, and also the neo clouds and everybody in between.
Okay, that's great. I think time's up, Joseph, so thank you very much indeed for a very interesting conversation.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.